Hi everyone, today I will be showing you how to set up an OpenMRS development machine on Mac OSX. This will allow you to make changes to the source code of OpenMRS and then deploy the application in order to view these changes. In order to run OpenMRS in a developer's environment, you will need to download a few dependencies from the internet and install them to your local machine. The first dependency you will need is Java. Java is the core compilation environment that is used by OpenMRS. The current version of Java that is supported by OpenMRS is 8. However, this will probably update in the future. You will also need the Java SDK in order to run through your developer's environment. The next dependency you will need is Git. Git is the source code management tool that OpenMRS uses for the implementation of the source code. This is important for the development machine so you can pull the code from the remote repository where the code is stored and is hosted on GitHub. You will also be able to push any changes that you make in the future and pull in any other changes that are made over time. You will also need Apache Maven in order to build and install the application. Maven is used to automate the building, installing, and running of the Java application. You will need to run Maven commands in order to install and run the application from the command line. The fourth dependency you will need is MySQL. MySQL is a database application that OpenMRS uses to store all of the data that is inputted into the application. On a development machine, you will also be able to view the databases from the command line using MySQL. The final dependency is an IDE for coding. Many developers have their own preferences for IDE that they prefer to use. However, I will be using Eclipse in this video. You are free to use whichever IDE is to your liking. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do to set up our development environment is to clone the source code. I'm going to be showing you how to do this through Eclipse. However, it is also possible to do it through the command line using git commands. So the first thing we're going to do is open Eclipse. And once it's open, we're going to go to File, Import. Once we're in this menu that pops up, we're going to want to go onto the folder called Git and select Projects from Git and hit Next. Next, you're going to want to clone a URI since the code is hosted on GitHub. Fill in the URI with the URL for the OpenMRS GitHub. You can visit the GitHub page for OpenMRS directly and then go into the GitHub repository labeled OpenMRS-core as seen on my screen. Copy this URI and paste it into the URI box in Eclipse, but make sure you add .git to the end of the URI. You are then free to hit Next. Once on the screen, you should see a list of branches. Make sure all of them are checked, and once you've verified, hit Next. On this screen, you can specify where you wish to save your Git repository. The default is in your users folder in a folder called Git. I will be keeping it here, but you are free to change it. Make sure you remember where you saved it. All of the code from the Git repository will now be downloaded and placed into this folder. This may take a few minutes. I'm going to fast forward and return when this is finished. Once this is finished, you should see a screen prompting you to import the project. We don't want to do anything here, so hit cancel. Once again, we're going to go to File, Import, and then we're going to go to the Maven folder and hit Existing Maven Projects. Now you need to specify where the code is located. Hit the Browse button and navigate to the OpenMRS core folder that was pulled in from Git, and hit Open. You should now see 7 XML files as seen on my screen. Make sure all these are there. Then make sure they are all checked as well. Once finished, hit the button Finish, and this should build your project. This may take a few minutes. I'm going to fast forward this video until it's finished. At the bottom right, you should see the progress of your build. Now we need to install the Maven project, so open a command line. First thing you're going to need to do is cd into the folder where your Git repository was cloned. This should be the OpenMRS core folder that you navigated to earlier. Now build the project using the command mvm clean install. This is a common error that I received while running this command. It says Java C invalid target release 1.8. This means that your Java home variable is pointing at the wrong version of Java. Use the command /user/libexec/java_home-v- your version of Java. This should show you the path to your version of Java. Then type export java_home equals and paste the output to that command. Now run mvm clean install again. It should work this time. This is going to take approximately 3 minutes to finish, depending on your machine. I'm going to fast forward through this so you don't have to watch it. Once this is finished, you should see a summary for the build. Make sure each of these projects have a success. You should also see the word build success at the bottom. Now we need to start our SQL Server. Type in the command that you see on my screen. Once this command runs, it will prompt you for your root password. Type in your root password and MySQL will be started. Once this is finished, cd into the web app folder. This should be inside the OpenMRS core folder. Once in this folder, run the command mvm jetty:\run. This will run your application. Once this is finished running, open up your favorite web browser and navigate to localhost:8080/OpenMRS. Here you will need to initialize the databases for OpenMRS. Then you will want to hit Simple Setup. On this next screen, you should see a box prompting for a password. This is the root password for MySQL. The next screen asks you to verify the settings for the installation of OpenMRS. Hit the green right arrow. This may take a few minutes to set up the databases. Once it is finished, you should see 6 green bars. Once this is finished, navigate back to the same URL previously for OpenMRS. You should see a page saying that there's no UI framework installed. Okay, so now we're going to install the UI framework. So we're going to navigate to the GitHub for OpenMRS, and there are a variety to choose from. However, I'm going to be showing you how to install the legacy UI. Okay, so like previously, we're going to go to File, Import, and then go to the Git folder and hit Projects from Git. And then on the next screen, we're going to hit Clone from URI. And similarly, we're going to go back to the GitHub, copy the URI, and paste the URI into the URI box. Once again, make sure you add .git to the end. On the next screen, you should see a list of branches once again. Make sure all these are checked and hit Next. On this screen, select where you want to save your Git repository. Once again, I'm going to keep it at the default. However, you are free to choose where you want to set it. Once all the code is pulled in, you should see the screen to set a new project. Once again, hit cancel. Go into the File, Import menu, and hit Maven, Existing Maven Project. Once you are here, once again navigate to your Git project. Once you select your project, hit Open. The XML files for your project should appear in the project's window. Make sure all are checked and hit Finish. Once your Maven project is finished importing, go back to your terminal and cancel the Maven currently running. You can just use the command Control-C to cancel. Now you want to CD into the folder that contains the UI framework. This is the location that you specified for the Git repository. Once you are in here, run maven clean install once again. This will take a few minutes. Once again, make sure that all the projects have built successfully and you see the message build success. Once in here, CD into the OMOD folder and then into the target folder. Here you should see a folder called Legacy UI-some version-snapshot.omod. You're going to want to copy this file from here into the OpenMRS/modules folder. This is usually located in your user folder. Once again, the folder is .openmrs/modules. Once this file has been copied into the correct folder, go back into the folder for the core OpenMRS application. This is the folder for the first thing that you pulled in from GitHub. Once in here, go back into the web app folder and run mvm jetty:/run. Once this is finished running, once again open your favorite web browser and navigate back to the URL that you typed in to set up the databases. This time, however, you should see a login page. Congratulations, you successfully set up a complete OpenMRS installation. Okay, so now I'm going to show you really quickly how to clean up your OpenMRS installation if you no longer want it. So the first thing is to clean up the databases. So type in mysql-u root-p-h localhost. You'll be prompted for your MySQL root password. So the first thing you want to do is drop database OpenMRS. This is going to destroy the database that was created by OpenMRS. Next, use the command use MySQL. Once here, run the command delete from user where user equals OpenMRS user. This is going to delete the user that was created by OpenMRS. Finally, run the command flush privileges. The final thing you're going to want to do is destroy the OpenMRS folder. Just use the command rm-rf and the path to your OpenMRS folder. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful in getting started with OpenMRS.